Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Jay, and this is Football Talk. And in this one, we got big news for the future of Madden. Yes, sir, man. Oh, man. I cannot wait to hop into this and see because I remember last time they was talking about like an open world, very similar to 2K, how they have their affiliations and stuff like that, and like you can like the mod parks and stuff like that. Man, oh man, cannot wait to see what other news they got and maybe some updates on that because we did see some like renders. I think they was renders or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but without further ado, let's jump right into this, baby.
We've got something pretty big for the future of Madden that a lot of people have been asking for years now. And also, there's some other stuff I want to talk about as it pertains to the exclusive simulation license. Now, if you are new to the channel and you never want to miss out on any of the important updates surrounding Madden or college football, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon on. That way, you never miss any of these important videos when they go live. You know, more than half of you that watch the videos aren't subscribed, so you could be missing out on some pretty
Ain't
big
gonna lie, I
info
think New
when it
Orleans
drops.
does it
So,
the
a couple of
best with
days
the
ago,
Super
EA
Bowls.
had their earnings call, which all of these big companies do. I think maybe every quarter they do this where they go over kind of some of their future plans. They also talk about the state of the company, you know, how things are selling, how the product's moving, and things like that. And honestly, right now, EA is kind of in a weird position these last few months because outside of College Football 25, they've seen things kind of underperform. Madden underperformed this year. EA Sports FC, or as it used to be known, FIFA, really underperformed this year. I think even college football outsold FIFA, which, you know, if you would have said that a year ago, that would have sounded crazy because FIFA or EAFC now is just such a massive game. It's a worldwide game. It's always like the best seller, you know, for any EA Sports title every single year. So seeing how these two games kind of underperformed a lot this year, and recently EA's stock plummeted as well, and I think the underperformance of
Oh yeah,
EAFC had a lot to
I
do with
saw
that.
that
When those type of things happen,
recently.
companies usually want to make some big changes going forward, which could be good for us as the gamer, as the consumer, meaning maybe putting some more life back into some of these games. Now, College Football 25 has been a lot of fun, but, you know, Madden obviously still is kind of missing something for a lot of people. I'm not really too sure about EAFC because I don't play that game, but it seems like that's kind of in a similar boat to Madden where people feel like it's gotten stale over the years. Kind of similar things going on with NBA 2K, and then we see, you know, the same thing happen with MLB The Show, and now this year MLB The Show is kind of putting some things back into the game that people want, trying to make things exciting again. So a lot of these sports games are kind of going through similar stuff right now, but one thing is for sure, EA is definitely looking to not only make some changes, but also they're always looking to find more people to play their product. That's why they brought college football back, because once they knew that they could pay the players and get real players in the game, they knew how big the market was. They said we could reach a lot of people by putting this back into the market. And we've heard them talking about other things throughout the years, maybe jumping back more into the arcade market with some games that have, you know, kind of been missing for a while. But with their earnings call the other day, we found out something kind of pretty big. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about the NFL license, because I also find it very interesting that there has been no extension of that license. Now, EA and the NFL have extended
Oh
this license
really?
multiple times since it went into effect in
Ah,
2005,
look at the
and
sweat
by
on the
now
player.
they would have long extended it. We're talking months and months ago they would have extended this license. Every other time it came up for renewal, by this time they would have renewed it already, because it's set to expire next year. So the fact that they still have
Damn,
not
next
extended it yet,
year?
and many people thought that they would officially extend it in December because it would mark, I think, the 20th anniversary since they first went exclusive. The fact that they still haven't done that, and we're, you know, almost halfway through February and they still have not talked about any type of extension, that's a little odd. That means that there
That's
really could be the
that is
potential
interesting.
of the
I did not
license
know that.
opening up in a year or two, because we already know the NFL has been considering it. We already know that it's been said that this is kind of maybe the closest it's been to EA losing it, and hearing that other companies like maybe a 2K are potentially interested in jumping back in. So the fact that we haven't heard anything yet, I do want to just say that doesn't mean anything completely, because a few months ago we did hear that it sounded like they were making progress and that an announcement would happen soon, but that was 3 months ago and that announcement still has not come. So just something I thought was interesting, and something to mention, that hey, the fact
I
that it
did not
still hasn't
even
been
notice
announced
that.
yet means, you know, there might be a chance that that license does get opened up again. I
It
know a lot of
could.
people are holding out for that. I wouldn't get too excited for it, just because, I mean, people have gotten excited in the past only to get let down, but I just
By the way, let's make it clear. If they do open this up, that doesn't mean a game is going to come right away. Just want to make that clear because I know a lot of people, man, this gonna destroy, man. No, no, no. Games take time to develop, especially a football game. And if it do open up, it's only a few companies that have that type of money and manpower to actually produce a game. And then we don't even know if the game is gonna be good. Just because it's open up, that don't mean when things are open source or open, that doesn't always mean it's gonna be better. Okay? That does not mean it's always gonna be better. Just want to warn you guys. But them not renewing the license, I mean like announcing like that they, pushing forward with EA being the exclusive for simulation football. That's that's an interesting one. I did not know that. I just thought it was automatically like
I do think it's worth noting that we still haven't heard nothing yet, which is pretty unusual for how they've done business for the last 20 years. Now, we're going to get into the potential big thing that is coming for the Madden franchise soon, but really quickly, I
oh
do want to
yeah,
shout out today's
baby.
video. Revealed something that people have kind of been waiting for a while here, and we're going to look at the article on Insider Gaming, and what they had to say was recently stated that franchises like Madden and FC might find real energy on a platform like the Nintendo Switch
What
2.
the
According to a report by
Switch?
IGN, EA CEO Andrew Wilson was asked whether the Nintendo Switch 2 is a platform that they are focusing on during a recent earnings call. Wilson replied that a new console arriving in the marketplace is a benefit for them as it allows them to acquire new players. Wilson added that EA's franchises have typically performed well on Nintendo's platforms. The EA CEO then discussed some of their most popular franchises, EAFC and Madden, stating that products like those could find real energy on the Nintendo Switch 2 as they have done in the past. Wilson also provided an example with The Sims and the My Sims Cozy Bundle, explaining how it performed better than expectations, with 50% of all players new to EA. EA revealed nothing is in our models at this juncture, however they expect that anytime a great new console hits the market, it will allow them to reach new players and communities, so they need an IP to benefit from that. EA Sports FC 24 is already available for purchase on the Nintendo Switch, and the next installments of the franchise should arrive on the Switch 2. The fascinating addition would be Madden, as no games from that franchise have made it to Nintendo's prized console. Also, it will be interesting to see if the platform can breathe new life into these franchises as EA FC is struggling. Now, the Nintendo Switch is a pretty big console, and Nintendo in general,
That
while
is
they are very
interesting.
different from the Sony and Microsoft
Oh,
consoles,
a thousand
Nintendo is
percent.
always going to be one of the biggest players out there. They're going to do things a little bit differently. But
They
in the
are
past,
they
Madden
the
has
big
performed
dog.
really well on consoles like the Wii, for example, or the Nintendo GameCube, even though they were not maybe as good of versions on those consoles as they were on the Sony and
Yeah, it's
Microsoft
always
ones.
gonna be
They
some
were kind of a little
drawbacks,
more
especially
dialed back
with
in a way,
Switch.
but still they performed very well. People that play
But
Nintendo
Switch games
consoles
are just
aren't necessarily
fun.
trying to get the exact same experience as somebody playing an Xbox or a PlayStation, so that's fine. It was really weird that they never put this on the Nintendo Switch. They've basically just been Xbox, PlayStation, and PC for, the last 7, 8, 9,
And the
however many
PC
years it's
one I
been,
had just
which is really
found out
weird. And a lot of
about
people
what,
on
a
the
couple
Nintendo
years
Switch
ago
have been
maybe,
asking for this
that they
game
even
year after
had
year after
Madden
year
on
because
PC.
they don't have a football game to play on the Switch. Now with the Switch 2 being announced, and we're going to find out a lot more about that pretty soon, there's a lot of hype going into the Nintendo Switch 2 after
Definitely.
how
It's
well
going
the
it's
original
gonna break
Switch
records. I
performed,
already
and I
know it.
think EA is realizing with Madden being a little stale, also with Madden and FC underperforming, I think they're realizing that this is a big opportunity for them to kind of hit things back in the right direction, right? Even if Madden and FC continue, to get less than favorable reviews on the Xbox and PlayStation, if they put it on the Nintendo Switch 2, there's going to be a lot of excitement about
That
that
is
from a
a
big player base
huge
that they just
market.
don't have access to right now because they've refused to put it on the original Switch. So even if their other consoles are
I would love to
underperforming,
see what it
they're
would
going to
look like.
bring in a lot of new players via the Switch, and they'll likely have a much different outlook on the game simply because they have not had a new
Facts.
one in so long. So it does sound like with the Nintendo Switch 2 on the way that we could expect Madden to finally be on.
Another thing I've noticed about like people that people that play the Switch or have bought the Switch, they don't tend to complain as we do as far as like graphics or different things like that. Like they just play the game. I'm not saying that's for everybody. I just mean like from the people I've met, they just like it's a cool game. It could look like dog trash to us, and you get on the Switch. and you're playing hours and hours and days and days of just playing Madden. It could literally be the same thing as we always say. It's the same game every year. And you play it and we could play it on the Switch and be like, nah, this shit fire. Like, I don't know, it's just the expectations that we have for certain things are just way out there. You know? I'm gonna be honest with you, is.
That console, and it may even wind up being our release title for it. We'll have to see, but I think for Switch players, it's pretty exciting because they've been asking for this for so long. And I'm just kind of curious
I
to
didn't even know
see
Switch
if there's
players was
still
asking for
excitement for
this.
this, if the reception's going to be good, or if they've kind of just grown tired of waiting for it and now they don't care that much. I mean, it says that for these other games that they have had 50% of all players new to EA from going on the Switch. So seeing that with other titles,
And
I think it just
Sims
makes sense to
was
put the other
massive.
sports titles that aren't there. And hey, maybe we even get college football on the Switch too, because right now college football
Nah,
is
that would be
performing better than
fire.
any other sports game out there. So if that trend
Yeah,
continues over the
didn't
next
college
couple
football
of
break
years,
a
they'll
record
probably put
for
that
the
on the
most
Switch as well.
sales
I don't see
like of
why they would
any
miss
like
out on
game? I
even
mean
more new
any
players. But
sports
at the end
game
of
or
the
something like
day,
that?
no matter how EA does, stock up, stock down, sales up, sales down, reviews good, reviews bad. The number one thing they care about is reaching more players, getting new players, because the more people you reach, the more money you make. And if they want to reach new players, that's
Money,
really
money,
the
money,
route they have to go now.
money.
I mean, they're kind of tapped out on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC in terms of like it's there for the people that want it. The sales go up some years, the sales go down some years, but they're not really reaching a whole lot of new people in those areas, I guess you could say. Whereas if you go to the Switch, you're going to be reaching a ton of new people or people that you haven't reached in like a decade because you haven't been on Nintendo. So it just kind of seems like a no-brainer that it's going to finally be happening pretty soon. And I'm thinking Switch players will be pretty excited for this, but let me know what you think below. And if you want to know about another big change that is coming to the future of Madden,
Okay. This totally caught me off guard. I thought he was gonna talk more about the open world like video I reacted to that. It should be on my channel, on my main channel. But putting Madden on the Switch too? Oh, that would be crazy. That's something I never thought about. Man, how you guys feel about that? If you are mostly on the Switch, how do you guys feel about that? I ain't gonna lie to you, I think that would be fire. Yo, the trailer for that, oh my, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can already see the trailer for that going crazy. I love that idea. You know, hey, it could happen. We said that college football wasn't gonna come out the year last year. Everybody was like, nah, they gonna delay it. It came out. It was amazing, breaking records. This could revive Madden right here, putting it on the Switch too. Who would have thought that in 2025, something that can revive Madden is putting it on the Nintendo Switch too? Boy, oh boy, what a crazy time to be alive. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this reaction. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.